it's a good thing I actually noticed that our next duel is going to be a weekend duel, which kind of doesn't make a difference. Today's the day for a duel tournament sponsored by the local card shop, where you're a regular customer. Of course, you've been invited to participate. Since the duels are held in match format, your side deck is sure to play a vital role. I guess that's the main difference, is that you get to use your side deck, because all the other duels I've done have been in match format. So, you move to your assigned seat, and your opponent arrives. You're the duelist I'm supposed to play! This is how it is! I'm doing a little duel thing because I had some time on my hands! My suggestion to you is to lose quickly and make sure. Enough of that. Espero was always one of those unfortunate duelists with a really stupid voice. And he was also pretty pointless, more or less, in the series. Like, the only reason he was around was to give Joey Jinzo. Pretty much, that's all it was, and to make Joey look good without, because most of the beginning of Battle City, any of Joey's duels are basically him showing that he's a good duelist without Yugi's help, which is pretty much the premise from Duelist Kingdom, but they carried it over even more because, Yugi was not around at all, and he didn't even have his red eyes, which, it's not a bad plot device. They even made him defeat, all the guys that, most of the guys that Yugi went up against. So, they did pretty good. But Esperola was kind of just there just for that specific role. Because his other opponents were Weevil and Mako, whatever. I think that's it, actually. Yeah, it was just those two. Which are guys from Season 1. And in Esperola, they just created it for that purpose. But then, after that, he never shows up ever again. After he loses, that's it, he's gone. Maybe shows up in an episode, I'm pretty sure he probably doesn't. I mean, Battle City, because I know in the last episode, in the special ending, they show him, I think, dueling somebody, but it doesn't really matter. But yeah. This is YuGiOh Eternals in the Soul. We're doing a weekend duel, which happens every in-game month, more or less, and you basically face off against a random CPU in a match format. And like I said, the only difference to what we've been doing previously is that you can use your side deck, which, if you didn't know what that is, your side deck is literally just a deck that you have on the side that contains up to 15 cards, and you can swap out between duels. The only thing is you can't take 2 cards from your side deck, put it in your deck, and take out 1 from your main deck. So you can only swap cards. You can't just insert cards or remove cards. Which is an interesting mechanic. I don't know if any other card games have that, but I always found that interesting in Yu-Gi-Oh! I know it's really important, or I don't know how important it is now, but I remember there was a good part in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Mainstream, or not mainstream, that's not the word I'm looking for. Is it meta that I'm looking for? The tournament scene. There you go, that's what I'm looking for. In the Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournament scene, side decks are pretty important. I don't know if there's so much now, especially since there's a lot of different decks. So, but I mean, there's a lot of different decks, but everybody kind of uses the same shit. So it's not too hard to predict what people are using. Plus, I don't know if there's enough. I don't know if there's enough. If there's any one card that counters any other deck as well. Because I remember I had X Sabers, and whenever X Sabers were really good, so there was this card. It was a trap card, and it lets you summon 2 X Sabers from the graveyard, something like that. But the thing is that it doesn't have to be your graveyard, your opponent's graveyard. So if your opponent has X Sabers, you put that in you side deck it, and then when your opponent has X Sabers, you put it in your deck, and you can steal their X Sabers, I believe. And I didn't really use it or anything like that. But just reminiscing, because actually like 4 years ago or something like that. So yeah, they're pretty. That I know of, they're pretty useless now. Since I think their main thing was rescue cat. Yeah, that was the first one. I know there's rescue rabbit. Their main thing was rescue cat. That's what I remember that. I remember that one. And they had this really cheesy card, Synchro. It was like, I just called it Chung Li, but his thing was like Hung Li. And she would like destroy 3 face down cards, which is ridiculous. Alright, I thought that was ridiculous. A lot of the things I think are ridiculous are probably, no big deal to the actual professional duelists. And anyways, so yeah, you face a random person in the weekend duel. Just took down Esmeralda in the first match, which not bad. Pretty solid dueling. I've had enough of that stupid voice. And the good thing is that sometimes you can face opponents from tiers you haven't unlocked yet. So for example, I haven't unlocked the next tier, which Esmeralda is from. Spoiler warning, I guess, or whatever. And he's in that tier, but I haven't unlocked it yet, but I get to face him, which is pretty cool, because you get to face a random person. It's like, holy shit, I didn't even know you were in this game, which is really funny, because I'd be kind of upset if like I went and had to face Tristan again, or something like that. So, anyways, we're gonna take him on again. Hopefully, we'll take him on again. We'll beat him again this time, and he's set to go. The only thing about Esmeralda that really sucks is like everybody has this one card that's really obnoxious. For Taya, it was Gemini Elf. Joey had Panda Warrior. He has Mechanical Chaser, which is weaker than Gemini Elf. Speaking of that, they're fucking Mechanical Chaser by 50 points, but it doesn't really make a difference by too much. And it's basically the same idea. It's really annoying in the beginning of the game. He just pops them out and just like, oh, well, I'm gonna just have to play defensively for now. And he also has 3 of them, obviously. And I'm pretty sure he has Metal Work, which is a really good card, especially in the beginning, or not in the beginning, in this stage or era or whatever you want to call it. YuGiOh is a really good card. So he also has that. He also has Machine Kid, which isn't that big of a threat, but since he has Mechanical Chaser, and it's a it's a high attack monster, which forces me to play defensively since I don't naturally have a lot of cards to combat it. In the beginning, it also lets him have a free tribute for 2,200. So once I'm already in a bind, he gets another stronger monster. I'm probably gonna end up losing this duel. Unless I do all Mirror Force or something like that. That's pretty much what it is. Whenever they have, I can't believe we used to play Ceremonial Bell and attack me. This fucking guy. I'm surprised they didn't attack my defense monster. He's gonna attack me. I always loved that they did that in this game. Whenever you attack with a 0 attack monster, it's kind of like, like the screen that shows, the card, and then attacking it just fades out right away. Like, that was stupid. We're not even gonna waste your time watching that. While I get trashed by Esmeralda, I was gonna talk about my own experience in tournaments. And I've said earlier that I've never been in an actual, official tournament. I don't go to, card shops. Or I didn't go to card shops, so I don't really play anymore. I didn't go to card shops, damn it. I did not go to card shops to play and tournaments and stuff like that. But I did compete in tournaments. These tournaments were my own tournaments, which I held in my house. Which I basically just hit up a bunch of people, told them to come. It was always 7 other people, because I never had... I could barely get 7 people, because me included. I could never get 7 people to come over on one day to, have the tournament. And at the same time, I could never get more. I would never be able to get more than that if I tried. So I always kept it at 8, and 8's a good number because it's a power of 2. So you can draw a bracket, and you can do one round robin or anything like that. And yeah, I would just host a bunch of tournaments, and it's really funny because I would be the host, right? And I'd be the one that sort of sets up the rules. And I also, I hate to toot my own horn, but I was actually a really good duelist back in the day, against my friends at least. Like, I would be the one that would win most of the time. But when it came to tournaments, I would just not win. I've won one tournament. That's it. I remember there was this one guy. He was pretty good. I used to play tennis with him, and he came and joined the tournament. I never dueled him before, actually. Prior to that tournament, that was the first time any of us facing him. And then, we went through. It was me and him in the semifinal, or not the semifinals, the finals. And one of the contestants actually ended up not showing up, so one of my friends had to use his different deck to count as like a second person just to get the ball. He lost both times, so it didn't really matter. But yeah, so it was me and the guy in the finals. He was in semifinals, in the finals, and just completely trashed him. We pretty much had the same deck, more or less. The only difference is he had like this. We were using a traditionalist, so he had Magician of Fate, stuff like that. But we pretty much had the same exact deck, except his was a little more. How do I say this? Like, it was a little bit more fine-tuned. Because in my deck, we both had chaos decks, but I had, little quirks that I liked, like Sea Beast Blessing, My Body Has a Shield, I had the Unhappy Maiden, one of those cards. I had one of those. Or I had the cat. I forgot the cat's name. I know Joey used it in the anime once. Some cat, basically. I had some silly insignificant cards, like stuff like that. So naturally his deck was a lot better. He trashed me. But basically we had the same deck. He won 50 cents. That was the prize for it. I was jokingly, especially since I was expected to win more or less. And yeah, I was kind of just joking around with it, but whatever. Anyways, later on, we didn't have a tournament for a while, actually. A couple of years later, and it was more or less with the same people. A couple of new people, like the guy that won, the previous champion. I didn't see him. I didn't duel with him ever again, unfortunately. But we had another tournament, and one of my friends actually won this time. I actually lost, which was really funny because everybody was really shocked. Especially since I was having a really good year. I guess I should confess this. I would also keep track of everyone's wins and losses on my phone. So we had like a nice little tally of who was winning a lot of duels, who was losing a lot. I would keep counting just for reference, just cause. It was mainly because it was one time. I think my friend got into an argument over somebody beating someone and not being true or like a bunch of crap. And so I basically just started keeping count, and it added a nice little sense of competitiveness to the whole affair, which was really nice. But yeah, I was having a relatively good year. I was beating my friend a lot, but he just won the tournament, and I'm just like, holy shit. And it was funny because for that duel, or that tournament, the prize was Obelisk Tormentor, that's what it was, yeah. It was Obelisk Tormentor that I had won from a jump. So we had Obelisk for a while. And that was back in the day when they only had ban list twice a year. So this was during the fall. And I'm getting trashed right now. Holy crap. He has 7,000. Or more or less 7,000 more points than me. Oh, jeez. And he played Ceremony. Well, that's okay, because luckily I managed to clutch draw Mirror Force. But yeah. So in the fall, he won the tournament, won Obelisk. And then in the spring, I was just like, fuck this. There's no way I'm fucking losing to this guy again. Alright. especially since, you know, I was winning a lot of duels. Like I said, I would win a lot of duels prior to tournaments. Like, I would be really good. But whenever it came to tournaments, I was already 0-2. Like, I would make it to the finals, and I would just get trashed. And we also had a double, actually. Before the first, or after the first tournament, where my friend won Obelisk, we had a doubles tournament. And naturally, I lost. I think I even, because I know it was 4 teams. And I don't know if we made it to the finals. I'm not exactly sure. I don't remember who won, actually. I have no idea who won, but it doesn't matter. Those were really fun times. Because everybody was, you know, really actively dueling. I was able to, like, actually arrange stuff like that. But after that one the doubles tournament, we didn't do it for a while. And yeah. So anyways, later on we had a tournament sometime in the I want to say the spring. That's more, well, a little bit before the spring, I think. I forgot when the ban list usually comes out. But later on, basically, in the month. Or, sorry, in the year. Next year, technically. We had another tournament, and I actually managed to win. Which was great, because I managed to, the prize for that one was a Winged Dragon of Raw that I got from my jump. So, got to keep my Winged Dragon of Raw. And then we had a duel between me, the winner of that tournament, and my friend, the winner from the previous tournament. The singles tournament. And that was really, like, a nice little build up and everything. Everything worked out really well. Especially since I won. That was great. I managed to win back my Obelisk. Those were the only 2 tournaments I actually managed to win. Or, no, actually, that's a lie. That was the one tournament, sorry. I counted the other matches tournament. But, yeah, it was good. And I believe whoever won got the title of, like, King of Games for the year or something like that. I don't remember specifically, but I'm pretty sure it was something like that. Which was really fun. Doing stuff like that. Those are one of my 4 favorite times dueling. And I cleansed my balls just now because I thought, what is it called? Discmaster or whatever was gonna end up beating a Disc Magician, but I noticed that its attack isn't really that high, so lucked out there. I don't know why the fuck I just played Wandering Doom in attack mode. I think I managed. Well, it's probably because I could go for broke. Yeah. But anyways, so later on I had a tournament. A couple of months. A lot of months after that. I'm gonna go ahead and destroy this piece of shit because it keeps reminding me every 2 seconds if I want to destroy something. And yeah, got trashed again. Same deal in the finals. But my opponent was really good because he's I don't know to what level of play he goes to, but I know he plays in like locals, so he actually had a solid competitive tournament winning deck. So I mean, it was best of I think 3, and I managed to win 1 of these, so that's not too bad. But I know in the other ones I think I just lost straight out. But yeah, we just finished our weekend duel. Took down Espero for the first time, and he managed to get. Not that bad, actually. I mean, we got Wawaku and Celtic Guardian, so that's not too bad. But next time, we'll be back with another episode of YuGiOh the Eternal Duelist Soul. See you.
It's convulsion of nature.